Pras. Hi everyone. I've sent my email to United Nations for Human Rights. This is my email for them. Urgent human rights violation alert involving Inspector General Krishna Murti and request for immediate UN intervention. United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, Palais des Nations, Geneva, Switzerland. Dear Sir, Madam, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Rismon Hasiholan Sianipar, a digital forensics expert who was summoned as a witness in Indonesia for the trial by Jessica Kumala Wongso's legal counsel in 2016. I'm writing to bring to your attention a grave violation of human rights orchestrated by Inspector General Krishna Murti, who abused his authority by unlawfully incarcerating Jessica Kumala Wongso in solitary confinement for a duration of 4 months under inhumane conditions, commonly referred to as torture cells. During this period, Jessica Kumala Wongso was subjected to psychological torment and denied her fundamental rights, including access to legal representation and due process. Furthermore, Krishnamurti orchestrated the fabrication of evidence against Jessica Wongso by manipulating CCTV footage to implicate her falsely in a criminal offense. This egregious act not only undermined the integrity of the legal system, but also represented a blatant violation of Jessica Wongso's right to a fair trial and presumption of innocence. The actions of Krishnamurti not only violated the principles enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, but also contravened international treaties and conventions aimed at safeguarding the rights and dignity of individuals. Krishnamurti intentionally downscaled the CCTV video footage from 1920 by 1080 pixels to 960 by 576 pixels, resulting in the blurring of all objects, and deliberately reduced the frame rate from 25 frames per second to 10 frames per second. The forensic impact of these deliberate actions was significant. By reducing the resolution and frame rate of the CCTV footage, critical visual information essential for accurate analysis and interpretation was obscured or lost entirely. The deliberate blurring of objects due to downscaling diminished the ability of forensic experts to identify individuals, discern actions, and reconstruct events accurately. Moreover, the reduction in frame rate further exacerbated this issue, resulting in choppy and disjointed footage that hampered efforts to establish a coherent timeline of events. Additionally, it is crucial to note that the manipulated CCTV footage was not only utilized by legal authorities, but also by professionals across various forensic disciplines, including psychologists, criminologists, toxicologists, forensic physicians, and criminal experts. The forensic impact of incorporating manipulated CCTV footage into the analysis conducted by these experts was profound and far-reaching. Psychologists relied on visual cues and behavioral patterns captured in video footage to assess the mental state, intentions, and actions of individuals involved in criminal incidents. However, the deliberate distortion of visual information through downscaling and frame rate reduction undermine the reliability of and accuracy of such assessments, compromising the validity of psychological evaluations and potentially leading to erroneous conclusions regarding culpability or intent. Similarly, criminologists depended on video evidence to reconstruct crime scenes, establish timelines, and identify potential suspects or motives. The manipulation of CCTV footage distorted spatial relationships, obscured critical details, and introduced inconsistencies that impeded the ability of criminologists to conduct thorough investigations and formulate accurate hypotheses regarding the circumstances surrounding criminal incidents. Toxicologists tasked with identifying substances and compounds present in forensic samples relied on visual evidence to trace the movement and handling of potentially hazardous materials. However, the intentional blurring and degradation of CCTV footage diminished the ability of toxicologists to ascertain the origin, composition, and distribution of substances implicated in criminal activities, hampering efforts to establish links between suspects, victims, and toxic agents. Furthermore, forensic physicians tasked with examining physical evidence and conducting post-mortem analysis relied on visual documentation to document injuries, assess physiological responses, and determine the cause of death. The manipulation of CCTV footage compromised the accuracy and reliability of these assessments, impeding the ability of forensic physicians to provide comprehensive and conclusive forensic reports, essentially for legal proceedings. Lastly, criminal experts tasked with analyzing patterns of criminal behavior and interpreting forensic evidence relied on visual documentation to construct narratives and develop investigative strategies. The intentional manipulation of CCTV footage undermined the integrity and validity of this analysis, hindering efforts to identify perpetrators, establish motives, and secure convictions. The motive behind Inspector General Krishna Murti's actions was twofold. Firstly, the deliberate degradation of the CCTV footage served to obfuscate incriminating evidence and undermine the credibility of the legal proceedings by rendering key details indiscernible and impeding forensic analysis. Inspector General Krishna Murti sought to create ambiguity and doubt regarding the guilt or innocence of the accused, thereby subverting the course of justice. Secondly, the intentional manipulation of the CCTV footage reflected a broader pattern of abuse of power and disregard for human rights within the law enforcement system. By employing tactics aimed at distorting evidence and depriving individuals of their right to a fair trial, Krishnamurti sought to assert and consolidate his authority at the expense of fundamental principles of injustice and accountability. The impact of these actions extended beyond the immediate case at hand, undermining public trust in the integrity and impartiality of the criminal justice system and perpetuating a culture of impunity and injustice. It was imperative that such egregious violations of human rights and legal norms were thoroughly investigated and addressed to ensure accountability and prevent future abuses. I urge the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights to conduct a comprehensive inquiry into this matter and take decisive action to hold Inspector General Krishna Murti accountable for his actions. Additionally, I called upon the international community to condemn such flagrant violations of human rights and uphold the principles of fairness, transparency, and accountability in all aspects of law enforcement and judicial proceedings. Attached herewith were pertinent documents and evidence supporting these claims. Thank you for your attention to this urgent matter. I remain hopeful that the United Nations would uphold its commitment to promoting and protecting human rights worldwide. Sincerely, Rismon Hasiholan Sianipar from Balige, North Sumatra, Indonesia. Thank you very much.